Alright guys, welcome back. So I'm super excited for you guys to check out the very first episode in this new web series we're doing. I'm Roland.
I'm Freddie.
And this is the decade's most hideous, disgusting, and ugly cars. But also the ones that we think are the most beautiful. So let's go ahead and jump into it. So the first one, oh by the way, so I'm starting in the 1930s, and the reason I'm starting in the 30s is because honestly, from the 30s back, all the cars are like beautiful, like they're like works of art. So
for that time frame.
Oh god, yeah, definitely. So I really couldn't find any vehicle from the 20s or anything like that that I could look at and be like, that's hideous. Like they all just looked gorgeous. But however, once the 30s hit, people started trying to get super innovative and different, and that's when things started getting disgusting. So the first one we're going to look at is a 1932 Stout Scarab. And all I can say is I'm very happy that this thing did not make production.
Oh my god. It's hideous.
So obviously what they've attempted to do here was like, let's make a bus and a bug at the same time. I can actually kind of see why they named it like the Scarab, because of like the way this front's designed. It literally looks like the Egyptian beetle.
And it's just as ugly.
Hopefully that will be buried with the pharaohs as well, because
it needs to be.
That's terrible. I don't think it's the worst one on the list though.
That's concerning.
So another one that I found from the 1930s that is pretty atrocious was the Porsche Type 12, which honestly I feel like is a, I don't know which one came first. Which one came first, the VW Bug? Or like what year?
They started making those in the 40s.
Okay, well then, I'll have to get back with you guys on that and see which one came first here, the Porsche Top 12 or the VW Bug, but one of them definitely ripped off the other one, because you can tell that this design is like very much like the other. However, this one's hideous. That one's pretty bad. This one is a 1934 Chrysler Destro Airflow, and from the front fenders back, it's really not that bad. Like I feel like it's a decent car.
Yeah.
It's the grille and the headlights that get me. The grille comes
way too narrow.
Yes.
Body.
Yes.
It looks like it has a wide body kit added to it.
It looks like it looks like it drove really fast and the grille was like stretched backwards. And then in the middle of going too fast, they hit a tree and the lights come in like really
smashed together.
Yeah. But I mean, if you was to take this car and do like a whole, like maybe put the front lights out on the fenders or something and bring the grille down, this would probably be a pretty gorgeous car. But that front end grille setup just makes it hideous.
No.
Now here's the one that I think is probably the most disgusting thing that's ever come out of the 1930s.
It's the Oscar Mayer Wiener bus.
It's probably where they got the idea.
Probably.
So this is a 1933 Fuller Dymaxion. I really don't know what they were going for here, but
Streamlined maybe? Maybe that was an airplane cockpit and they just shaped it into a vehicle.
That is possible, because as we know, 90% of most automotive, ingenuity usually derives from aeromotive, airspace and airplane engineering. Yeah, that's what I was looking for. So that's I guess that's what they were going for. I guess in that sense, I mean, it kind of does. I bet it is, because it has like the two wheels up front and the one in the back, like an airplane does. Anyways, airplane, cool, car, hideous. What do you think? Out of those four, which one do you think is the ugliest car?
Tough.
I think it's between the Scarab and the Dymaxion.
Yes.
I'm gonna go with the Dymaxion on it.
It doesn't even look like a vehicle.
No, it's all right, guys. So there we go. So in 1933, the most disgusting and hideous thing that you could possibly buy, besides someone working on the street corner at midnight, was the 1933 Fuller Dymaxion. there is good news because, of course, in the 1930s, we had some really good looking cars. I know, right? Let's start with, we'll go start with this one. So this one is it is an 8C 2900 Minghelia Spider. And I think that is gorgeous. That has kind of like an Aston Martin Bentley type vibe. I just love it. I think that is a gorgeous car.
Looks like it's based off of like a British race car.
Definitely, yeah. This one I think is probably one of the most gorgeous cars that's ever graced the 1930s. That's the 1930 Mercedes-Benz 710 SSK Tarosi Roadster. That's a mouthful, but it's also an eyeful. This thing
Modern cars could take cues from this.
They really, like, seriously.
That is a gorgeous car.
That is, I love it. Like, it almost looks custom. Like, it doesn't look like that would be something factory.
No.
In the 1930s, this could have been like a Batmobile.
Yeah.
All right. See, the next one is a 1931 Cord L29 Cabriolet.
Convertible.
Yes, yeah. So for those of you who don't know, cabriolet is a term which originated from horse carriages. I think that is kind of like some Bonnie and Clyde style stuff. Like, if they would have made it and, you know, gotten away with all the money and was nice and rich and like that looks classy too, man.
Very nice.
You know, I actually wouldn't mind having one of those. That actually looks really good. No one that's a pretty similar design that I felt like needed a nice honorable mention was the 1933 Chrysler Imperial. You know, something I always loved back then too was the spare tire. They always had like this little loop right here, or this little pocket for this.
I always like the smooth curvature of the fenders.
Yeah.
It's like gracefulness that you don't see in modern cars.
Yeah. Similar design, but this one is more like, I would call this one more kind of blockier, like with the grille design and the way the actual body comes back. The cab area back here that you sit in, like it's kind of more like blocked off. Yeah. It's a 1934 Packard 12 individual custom convertible Victoria. You know, just in case they felt like the name wasn't quite long enough, go ahead and just do that one. But that's a good looking car. A little more subtle though,
that's more
than like the black one that we were looking at a minute ago.
That's the term I'm looking for. But it's not like CEO, but it's like businessman, like higher up businessman.
Right.
That's what it is in my mind.
Like a fresh manager.
Yes.
Now this, I really like this. This is a 1935 Auburn 851
Hotel Speedster.
Yes. That is aggressive looking.
Very.
That to me is like the Z28. That says, you know, this thing looks like it is made to run fast.
Muscle car of its era.
Yes. That is like a very muscular design. Like even the front end just looks aggressive. Like that is not like pedestrian friendly at all.
No.
But that was a gorgeous car. I think very, very gorgeous car.
Does that say supercharged?
Oh, let's go back.
That says supercharged.
Ooh, it does. But yeah, so 1935 Auburn 851 Speedster was supercharged, obviously. So that's awesome.
I just noticed that. I was like, ooh.
Well, we were right, man. It's definitely a race car.
1935 and it's supercharged.
Ballin'. This one says back roads. This one says, I like to go camping by myself. I like to go, me and my dog go to the lake. This says, I want to go maybe even like you're an airplane pilot, maybe. You know what I mean? Classic roadster, super lightweight. This is a 1937 Jaguar SS 100. That thing looks like it might weigh 2,000 pounds.
Like, maybe so.
Yeah, like that thing looks light.
But it's a Jag.
It's a Jag. You know, we got to thank Jeremy Clarkson for that one. I can't even. That's just the greatest kart commentator the world has ever known. Jeremy Clarkson there for sure. Not a lot to this car. Like it's definitely not as eloquent, you know, as some of the other ones. Definitely not as much trim and dazzle and stuff like that. But it's a good looking car because I think performance looks good.
Yes.
So show cars cannot always be fast, but race cars can always look good. And this is very sporty and I like it.
Very function over form. more.
Yes, a lot of good cars here. Ugliest Spider, the Benz, like Chrysler Imperial, stuff like that. A lot of good looking cars. What do you think is the best looking car? Personally, I'm thinking this Benz.
Yeah, between it and the Spider.
What do you guys think? Which one do you think is the best looking one? Go ahead and drop me a comment right now. Do you guys think the Ugliest Spider is a better looking one? Or do you think the Mercedes-Benz is the best looking one?
Mercedes.
I think the Mercedes. I think the Ugliest Spider is a very close second. But that Roadster, the Mercedes Roadster is so slick. Alright guys, so there you have it. There's our first episode of our decade comparison of the ugliest cars and the most beautiful cars. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think? Drop me a comment. Do you guys think that we picked the wrong one? Do you have a car that you think is uglier than the Scarab or that fuselage? Or do you think that you know of a car from the 1930s that looks better than this Benz Roadster? I doubt it. But if you do, please drop the comment, because if there is a car out there that looks better than that is factory, of course, then I want to see it.
I'm terrified to know.
Take my money now. Yeah, man, so there you guys have it. So listen, stay tuned, because next week we're going to be doing the 1940s. So the ugliest car from the 40s and the most beautiful, luxurious looking cars from the 1940s. Hope you guys enjoyed. See you later. And all I can say is I'm very happy that this thing did not make production.
Oh.
I can hear Gunner screaming upstairs.
That makes it in the video. It's like, and we're just like continuing to talk.
Just
like
talking like normal. Like, there is not a child screaming upstairs. All right.
Just as ugly.
Hopefully that would be buried with the pharaohs as well, because
it needs to be.
That's terrible. She's like, I'm gonna tell your dad, and he goes, no. Yeah. It's actually perfect. I had it set up. We did this setup.
Just feel like this.
Her cheeks are like smushed together.